Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. So, on this glorious morning, we are going to discuss a great topic, almost the greatest topic, that is on gods, the gods. Otherwise, we can take up this topic as the gods or divine powers. So, on this way, we are going to define the gods. Already, we have seen a beautiful definition on gods by Sri Aurobindo. The eternal child playing an eternal game in the eternal garden. Well, astonishingly, it is a highly touching sentence that has been divinely touched by the divine master. So the divine child playing the eternal child playing an eternal game in the eternal garden. So we will see different hierarchy of gods and how they operate from the very beginning, and from the divine of the different types of gods and the Vedic gods, our post-Vedic gods, then overhead gods, then supramental gods. We will of course go in brief in this discussion. For this properly, we'll have a balanced discussion in brief, of course. The gods are personalities or powers put forth by the divine. Very initial sound, we have got our doubts. What is this gods, goddess, divine, so and so different ways we keep asking the questions. The gods are personalities or power put forth by the divine. They are therefore limited emanations. They are therefore in front limited emanations, although the full divine is behind each of them. So our so we can feel avatars. 10 avatars we have seen are starting from the fish till Kalki avatar, and avatar is Krishna Anandamaya we have also seen. Now we are at the lotus feet of the this supramental incarnate dual power, Mother and Sri Aurobindo. So although the full divine is behind each of them, so and moreover Sri Aurobindo quotes these avatar and avatari we have seen up to our different levels of mind. Sri Aurobindo, Sri Krishna represents the over mind, Ramakrishna intuitive mind. Before him, Lord Buddha, he was representing the illumined mind. So like this, we keep going, and the entire incarnation, Mother and Sri Aurobindo, this dual incarnation of the avatars of the transformation, they are here. So of course, again, Sri Aurobindo, of course, the gods exist, no doubt of it. Gods exist. The world is God fulfilled in outwardness, we have seen. Entire wherever you see, whatever you see, there is only the God fulfilled. This is to say, there are powers that stand above the world and transmit the divine workings. It is there for this. This is their mission. This is their work. This is their purpose. It is the physical mind which believes only in whatever the physical that denies them. So it is physical mind. It is very much limited. So there are also beings in of other worlds, gods and asuras, etc. So there are gods everywhere and in all the planes. We have seen this hierarchically, these different chapters, in different methods we have seen. The gods are in the universal self. If denied with the universal self, one can feel. Identified with the universal self, then we can feel their presence there. So we need the presence, we need that unification, knowledge by identity, know by identity. Till now, some people who have questioned, who have come, they have got the idea through knowledge that has been explained or expressed or written, or it has been already designed and it is already printed. But the thing is that we have to know one step ahead, that is know by identity, be identity and know the things. Again, while the gods can be transformed, one is while the gods can't be transformed, for they are people, but not the evolutionary beings. That is the problem with them. With Mars evolution, they have crossed to the static. Now itself, they are in the static position. They can't be transformed. So we can be transformed. Rather, they cannot be. They can come for conversion. That is to say, to give up their own ideas and outlook on things, and conform themselves to the higher will and the supramental truth of the divine. So they are awaiting for the transformation, they can't be transformed. Waiting for conversion, they can't be transformed. Again, The higher beings are not likely to be disharmony with each other as they are not subject to the lower ignorance. Two things are there. One is a higher sphere, one is lower sphere. Here we are struggling, we are clashing, we are striving so many ways. There is light, there is a truth, everything is in fact. So there is no class, only bliss, only ananda, everything is there. Here, agony, tears, blindness, and so-called our ignorance, this darkness, it is there prevailing. But there is nothing. Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully here. The higher beings are not likely to be in disharmony with the others as they are not subject to the lower ignorance, because there where they are existing there is no place for ignorance. Again, Sri Aurobindo has gone, gods have their own enjoyments. Why? One question was put very beautifully, because they have got their own style of own way of enjoyment. Why they will be considered in our limited, very diminished thought, our limitations, though they may not be of the material character, but they have their own way. Again, Sri Aurobindo goes one step forward. Like the gods and the divine, again we are going to discuss on the gods and the overmind. Already we have known that overmind, mind is man, supermind is superman. So just below the supermind comes the overmind. Then hierarchically, if you come down, it will be intuitive mind, illumined mind, then you will come higher mind, then our surface mind. So while we are going top, that is higher mind, only mind, then higher spiritual mind, it consists of that layers, like higher mind, illumined mind, intuitive mind, and overmind. Then after these four layers, the spiritual layer will come the supermind. So supermind, there is truth consciousness is there, and ignorance starts from the very below, just immediately below, that is overmind. So overmind is the passage to the supermind. While we are going through evolution, we are climbing up the hierarchy. So overmind, then comes the supermind. Overmind is the passage. Here we are going to discuss from Sri Aurobindo on gods and the overmind. The natives of the overmind are gods. The natives of the overmind are gods, capital G. Naturally, the gods rule. Naturally, the gods rule the conscious cosmos. That is what the overmind god. In the overmind is the world of the gods, and the gods are not merely powers, but they have forms also. That is what the significant thing. They have also got also their forms, not merely bounded to their powers. Again, we'll go. In the overmind of the gods are still separated existence. They have got their existence, but still separated existence. Beyond the overmind, and one more step that is supramental plane, already we have discussed. Beyond the supermind, beyond the overmind, I am sorry, in the supramental, nearest to overmind, just nearest to the supermind, overmind is supermind, it is on the top hierarchy. Passage, overmind is the passage to supermind, already we have discussed. Beyond the overmind, in the supramental nearest to overmind, for instance, the gods are eternal in their principle. They are eternal in their principle in the supramental level, then, but not in their forms and separate activities, but they are simply aspects of the one, aspects of the one, they are creators. If one, you can meet the Godhead there in the supramental level, if you can be able to nearest to the overmind almost in the supramental level, if you can meet the Godhead there, it is not that the separate person, you feel only the divine having a particular face. That is what the significance of the that level, supramental level gods. As it is, we are in relation with you for a certain purpose. That is what. But the problem is that with our concealed intention, we are limited. So our knowledge is very much stipulated. We don't have the expanded and exaggerated knowledge. We can't see it. The formative of the overmind, very interestingly, the formative of the overmind has saved nothing evil. There is no chance, because they are totally avoid. Because we know sometimes gods and evils, we see the hostile forces. Today we are going to discuss that's the hostile forces also. The formative of the overmind have saved nothing evil. No chance for evil. It is lower forces that receive from overmind and distort its forces. That is what, because ignorance starts from the overmind. Again, we will go for this beautiful thing, the Vedic gods in Indian tradition. We have seen many gods in Vedic period. Suppose we can take the example of Agni, the solar fire, the Vaidita fire, and the nether fire of the one trinity. Three things, three formats we see. First of all, this is solar fire, then Vaidut fire, and the third is nether fire as one trinity. The fivefold fire is the part of the Vedic symbolic sacrifice. So again, Vayu or the Indra, both we see the godheads presiding over the action of the cosmic principle. Vayu, we have seen Lord, that is Indra. They are not actually Monomaya Purusha, but actually Pranamaya Purusha in each man. We have seen. You have a mental being or Purusha in you, and a vital being or Purusha that is also you in you, but you can't say that you are in your mind Indra or in the as the Vayu, because that is different, but this being it is there existing in man. The Purusha is an essential being supporting the play of Prakriti. Purusha, we know Purusha, Prakriti, Brahma, Maya, He, She, which I've seen. Shiva, Shakti, like this. The Godhead, Indra and Vayu, is a dynamic being manifested in Prakriti, but the works of the plane to which it belongs. So they have got given the power. Already we have seen Purusha and Prakriti. Executive power is Prakriti, Purusha is the creator. The silently behind the veil observes everything. Then there is an immense difference. Again, Mitra we have seen is a rather combination of two powers like Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati. We combinedly we see that is Mitra. Again, we have seen some divine forms of these gods. We have seen Mitra that indicates harmony, Varuna that indicates wideness, Aryaman power and tapasya. We have seen Brihaspati that is wisdom, word and knowledge, Vishnu, cosmic consciousness, Vayu, that is life. Again, we'll go little ahead of our discussion that is on the post-Vedic gods in the Indian tradition. Of course, we are taking all these traditional example and the discussion on Indian mythological gods, Indian from the different Vedas, Puranas, and all. So post-Vedic gods we have seen that is Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. We have seen three powers that are Trinity and the personality of the one cosmic Godhead. But the three forms we see three powers of personality of the one cosmic Godhead. Brahma we have seen power of the divine that stands behind the formation and the creation. One is one formates and creates, another actually takes care, and another destroys. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And Brahma is the power of the divine that stands behind the formation and the creation. And then comes the Vishnu, being the creator. Of course, he is behind all everything he is creating. But all of the three gods are often are spoken as the creating the universe. All three, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, creating the universe. Even Shiva, who is by tradition, is a destroyer. So Srishtikarta, Palanakarta, and Dhunsakarta, like this we have seen, but all are the creators of this entire world. There is no particular connection between Shiva and overmind. There is no particular connection between Shiva and overmind because overmind is the higher station of the gods. Because particularly, and in others discussion we have seen gods like Shiva. They want to manifest, but actually this world, this earth is not properly ready, so they are awaiting. Again, Mahashiva, we have seen the Mahashiva means a greater manifestation than the ordinary worshipped Shiva, his wife Shiva, but he is actually totally different and a totally greater manifestation of Mahashiva. The creative dance of the, we have seen that the dance, we have seen Shiva's dance, we have seen the creative dance of the greater divine manifesting power. Then again we'll go, this time is actually clicking away from our Kali and Mahakali, like Shiva and Mahasara, they are different. Kali in the lesser form we have seen, and Mahakali is of higher planes appear to be golden in color, but Kali we have seen darkness. Ganesh power that removes obstacle in the face of knowledge. Then Kartika represents the victory over hostile powers we have seen. Again, Ganesha, among the others, is the devata of spiritual knowledge. We have seen, we have discussed, identified, form identified with Ganesha. Thank you.